Hello everyone, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts. This is a Q&A episode, so let's actually get started, shall we? So the question's first from Nicholas. Here's a question about the Disney's dinosaur Brachiosaurus living in the Cretaceous period, but would it be more accurate for it to be one of its relatives that did live in the Cretaceous period, like Sauropod, Astrodon, Sonorosaurus, and Cedarosaurus? I think it could if it was actually if the producers of the movie or the writers of the movie did say that, like, oh, this is a brachiosaurid from the Cretaceous, like Sauropod, Astrodon, Sonorosaurus, or Cedarosaurus. But they actually still went with Brachiosaurus because, like, I mean, it's a very familiar dinosaur, and of course, they pretty much wanted a little bit more of familiar dinosaurs in this movie, and so Brachiosaurus was one of them. But even though there were some dinosaurs that were not very familiar in the movie, you know, like the ostrich dinosaurs that were in there, they were more likely Gallimimus, but people know that one a little bit. Styracosaurus was not very well known to many people. And of course, Carnotaurus was not well known to many people until that movie came out. And so, yeah, I'd probably say that, like, if they did say it was a Brachiosaurus relative, like the ones that you mentioned, they could have actually said that, but of course they didn't say that, so it's just a Brachiosaurus. Your next one. Have you seen this video on YouTube about the T-Rex named Goliath and the possibility of the largest being the largest T-Rex, and what do you think of it? I have seen this video. If you guys have not seen this video, if you just type in Goliath largest T-Rex on YouTube, you'll find a few videos out there. But there's one, I think it's from Vivian, I think it is, or Vivian. It's a paleontology channel, and I think he does cover some like video game stuff too, but it's mainly dinosaurs. But he did talk about Goliath, and so there's this there's this thing going around about because see, what Goliath is a Tyrannosaurus Rex femur. It's just a femur. That's all they found of it so far. And so the femur, they were actually estimating it to be pretty large compared to other Tyrannosaurus Rex specimens. And based on the circumference of the femur, they're predicting a estimate weight of this Tyrannosaurus Rex between 12 and 13 tons. So that would be the heaviest Tyrannosaurus Rex have ever been discovered. But there's problems with this, and that is that there's not enough fossil material, and also you cannot just base your size estimate of a dinosaur just based on a single bone. You just cannot, because one, it's too difficult to do that, and like you can still do weight. You could still do weight for a dinosaur if it was only just like a leg bone that was found. You can still do that. It's just that it's still too hard to determine. It's just basically an estimated guess. It's just an estimated guess. And so right now, Goliath is considered to be the unofficial largest Tyrannosaurus Rex to be discovered. It's an unofficial. Same thing with E.D. Cope. E.D. Cope is an unofficial large Tyrannosaurus Rex. And so right now, Scotty still remains as the largest T-Rex so far. That is official. So Goliath and E.D. Cope are not fully official largest Tyrannosaurus Rexes. They're not fully official because, one, there's not enough fossil material to actually showcase that they were very large. But even though E.D. Cope has more fossil material than Goliath. And so I think right now, what's more likely going to happen is that where Goliath was found, they're probably going to go back to where the femur was found, and they're going to try to find out if there's like any more Tyrannosaurus Rex material that is from that type of femur. And so if they do find more, then we might actually be able to get an idea of which Tyrannosaurus Rex specimen was really, really large, because that's going to determine that. Now, if you're basing this off of, like, say, oh, we can use a single bone, that's not how it's going to work. That's not how it's going to work. So, unofficially, Goliath is the largest Tyrannosaurus Rex. So, unofficially. Official, Scotty. Your next one. Do you think that Yutyrannus lived and hunted in packs, since that when it was first discovered, there were 3 individuals found together in different age and sizes? It's a possibility. Now remember, because let's get this out of the way here. Yutyrannus is a proceratosaurid dinosaur, theropod dinosaur that is part of the Tyrannosauridae family. And so proceratosaurids are part of the Tyrannosauridae family. So they're related to they're related to T-Rex, but they're like very, 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 very distant relatives. So very, very, very distant relatives. And so Yutyrannus is the largest of the proceratosaurids that are out there so far. And based on the fossil material that we have of Yutyrannus, did they live in groups? It's a possibility. Now, do I think they probably did do I think they lived in more likely solitary? More likely in solitary? Absolutely. Because, like, most predators tend to usually be solitary hunters first. They don't usually just start forming a pack right away. Now, I would probably say that, like, pack hunting is still a controversial topic in paleontology, mainly in terms of the theropod dinosaurs, but there is some evidence to support that they probably did from time to time. But it more likely is that it's more likely just due to, like, say, a family group or a pair. So like a male and a female will probably hunt together. And maybe the young could actually be in part of the hunt, but what we're actually seeing now, based on evidence, is that young tyrannosaurs tend to usually start going after their own food, pretty much at a very young age. And so they didn't take part in the hunt very often with the adults. It probably won't be until they get a little bit large enough to be able to be part of the hunt. That's why young tyrannosaurs tend to usually go after fast-moving prey, small prey at first, and then when they get larger, they start progressing towards much larger prey. And so that's how it usually goes. So do I think Yutyrannus did live in packs? It's a possibility, but I'd still say that, like, it's still to be determined on that one. Your next questions. Do you think there will be a dinosaur movie to be more like a documentary and have dinosaurs be dinosaurs and do not talk like Disney's Dinosaur, The Good Dinosaur, and the Walking with Dinosaurs movie? I would hope so, but, like, thing is, how Hollywood tends to usually be is that Hollywood, when they do dinosaur films, especially, like, say, for, like, kids films, they want the dinosaurs to talk because kids want to, like, have, like, a character interaction with the film. And so that's with these films, because, like, say, Land Before Time, it's an animated film, like, a little bit more humanized faces for the dinosaurs, but, like, you can, like, relate to them and it's kind of go, like, okay, what are they feeling? You can feel their emotions and all that sorts of stuff. Disney's Dinosaur kind of had the same thing. It was just basically they made it at the time a paleontologically accurate dinosaur film at the point in time, even though the Carnotaurus is way too big, and there was a lot of shrink wrapping with some of the dinosaurs as well. But at least it was accurate for the time. And also, like you mentioned, with the Walking with Dinosaurs movie, like, it was originally going to be a documentary film, but the movie studio changed their mind to actually make it more of like a family movie, a kids movie, where the dinosaurs would actually have voiceover acting to portray the personalities of, like, some of the dinosaur characters. Now, if you had the 3D Blu-ray version of that movie, you actually get the movie that was you get the movie without the voice acting, and you just get the movie as what it was supposed to be. It was a documentary type of feel to it. But of course, there was problems. But there's a lot of problems with that film, and I can definitely say is that most of the people that I know, and especially many of us in the paleontology community, don't talk about this movie that much because it's basically it is when we all went to see this movie, we were expecting is it going to be like a documentary? Like kind of like how the Walking with Dinosaurs the original Walking with Dinosaurs was. But then when we got to see the theater, and then it's like all like voiceover acting and all that sorts of stuff, and it was just like, why? And so, yeah, that film did not do justice to many of the people that loved the Walking with Dinosaurs TV series. But at least we're getting the new Walking with Dinosaurs this year. We still have yet to find out when the date is going to be for that one, but yeah, we'll see about that. And then your last one. Do you know the Life on Our Planet documentary might be getting a sequel? I did try to look this up. There is a blog that actually says that Life on Our Planet it has been greenlit to be made to have a sequel. And what it's reporting is that it's mainly going to stay in the age of dinosaurs, and it'll be more likely to be not have that much of nature footage with it, and just be more like, say, a dinosaur documentary where you're actually just watching the dinosaurs. Now, do I think it's going to happen? I don't know. I would probably still say, let's see what happens. Netflix hasn't fully announced anything yet like that, since it was a Netflix property, we'll see. We shall see. Now, if Life on Our Planet does get a sequel, and let's say if Netflix does announce that, hey, Life on Our Planet is getting a sequel, and it's mainly going to take place in the age of dinosaurs, because of, let's say Walking with Dinosaurs, the 2025 Walking with Dinosaurs is successful, and then Netflix kind of sees that and they're like, let's do it. Let's actually do Life on Our Planet all over again, and just basically sequel and just concentrate on the dinosaurs. But we'll see. We shall see. Luke Zilla, your question. What is your opinion on Deathclaws from the game Fallout? Just to remind you there, Luke, I don't play video games that much anymore because, life kind of gets... Life is just does get in the way a little bit, but I looked up the pictures of this. It kind of looks like a Rancor from Star Wars. It looks like a Rancor from Star Wars, but it has like ram horns and all that sorts of stuff. But those look cool. I'd say it's a cool design. That's all I can say. All right. Alex, your question. What are your opinions about the plated Sharptooth that was in the Land Before Time movie, The Mysterious Island? So the plated Sharptooth that he's talking about, this is in the Mysterious Island, which is the 5th movie of Land Before Time. So it's another sequel. And so the plot of the movie is basically the Great Valley has... been devastated by a plague of locusts, and the dinosaurs have to migrate out of the Great Valley to find more food and water, and they get into this arid area, and then all of a sudden they get stressed out. Then the main characters start feeling like the adults are feeling like that they all need to split up and go find food in different types of ways and different paths, and the main characters did not like that. They just joined together to actually just make a trail, and then they come upon this beach, and then all of a sudden they look upon further in the distance, they see an island that has plant life, and so they go over there, but then they get trapped, and then all of a sudden they realize this island does have sharp teeth in there. So, and you got the two sharp teeth from the second movie, and you get to see Chopper all over again, which are Tyrannosaurus Rexes. But then a little bit later on in the film, you actually get to see this other Sharptooth, and it was plated. Now, what it is actually being said here is that this dinosaur is a Giganotosaurus. It's a Giganotosaurus. Now, there are some that say, oh, it's still a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's that it's a bigger male. But the thing is, all the sharp teeth that we've seen that are Tyrannosaurus Rexes just look like the one from their first movie. So this one is completely different. So it's larger than the Mama and Papa sharp teeth, and it's got 3 claws on its hands. It's got 3 claws on its hands, so 3 fingers. So that suggests to me that this is a Giganotosaurus. And so I did like it that they incorporated Giganotosaurus in here, but of course they made it more like a T-Rex in terms of like same skull design, same like body type, except for the arms and the fingers. And so those were traits that I think were probably like, let's just make it as similar to the T-Rex as possible. But even when we look at Giganotosaurus, it's got a more elongated skull compared to T-Rex, thinner skull, and does not have the banana shape or railroad spike teeth like T-Rex does. So, and it gave the Mama and Papa Sharptooth's parents, or Chopper's parents, a hard time. And so, yeah, I thought it was actually a cool design when I first watched it when I was a kid. But as I actually kind of grew older and kind of see like, okay, this thing does not look like a Giganotosaurus. It looks like a bigger version of T-Rex, but they gave it 3 fingers on each hand. And so this is a Giganotosaurus just looking like a T-Rex. And so, yeah, this one is actually kind of not aged well. And so I would probably say that one is not a really good design. It's not a good design compared to like some of the other dinosaurs that were featured in the Land Before Time franchise. Brendan, what is your thoughts about Spinosaurus' new look in the upcoming Jurassic Park or Jurassic World Rebirth compared to Jurassic Park 3 version? So I think what they're trying to do here is considering that this is an island full of the rejected dinosaurs. And so probably what this is going to be is that what happened here was that they thought like they were going to get like the modern take at the time of Spinosaurus, and but what they got was really like a dinosaur that had shorter legs and had a sail that was not really a half circle type of shape, but it was more like kind of almost like it goes up and then flat and then goes down type of look, and also has like a paddle-like tail. And so it looks a little bit towards like the accuracy of today's version of Spinosaurus compared to the 2001 Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus. Because remember, we have to take into account is that back in 2001, that was what Spinosaurus probably did look like at that point in time. But when more discoveries happened during like the 2010s and all the way over to today, Spinosaurus is way different than what we actually thought it was. And it's still a cool dinosaur, no matter what. It's just that I think people wanted the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus back, because like a lot of people want that. They want this Spinosaurus to come back. They want it to have like a presence. And like, I get it, like people want continuity with like the other films. But then of course you have to realize they're trying to make it as scientifically accurate as possible. So maybe these dinosaurs were just kind of like, oh wait, these dinosaurs, when these like cloning scientists looked at them, they're like, wait a minute, this is not what we wanted. We wanted like the versions that paleontologists have actually talked about right now. We wanted those. And so they kind of go like, okay, we can actually make them look like the ones that the paleontologists are saying right now at that point in time when these things were cloned. And so, and of course there's the ones that are like that have like mutations and mistakes and all that sorts of stuff. And so these were probably more likely the ones that we're going to see very often. Now, do I think they're the original Spinosaurus from the Jurassic Park 3 is going to possibly make an appearance? Maybe. I would hold off expectations about that. So keep your expectations minimum when it comes to the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus. So Tyrannotherium on YouTube. You ask your question is, what is your favorite Tyrannosaurus Rex specimen? This is a good question, and it's really hard for me to pick because like it's trying to decide, it's trying to pick who's your favorite kid, you know, and don't get me wrong, I don't have kids, but like any of you that are parents, you probably know, is that like how do you choose between your kids? You know, it's so hard. But my favorite T-Rex specimens, like I don't have an exact favorite, but I like Sue, I like Scotty, I like Stan, the American Museum of Natural History specimen. I have yet to see the Carnegie Museum specimen. I would love to see that one. I mean, I've seen Ivan, but you know that mainly as a replica. But yeah, I like. I think the ones that I would love to see next is Y-Rex from the Houston Museum of Natural Sciences. I think the LA County Museum of Natural History growth rate specimens. I would love to see those. And I think Harley is also in that, is part of those specimens. So I probably would say those are the ones I would like to see next. And even like the ones in the Museum of the Rockies. But yeah, I would probably say Sue, Scotty, and Stan in the American Museum of Natural History ones are my favorites. But you never know. There could be another one that could come up. We'll see. All right, Benjamin, not the same one. Or Benjamin, this is Brendan was the first one. Sorry about that. So Benjamin, your first question. Why did some sauropods like Mamenchisaurus have spoon-shaped teeth? Those were designed to basically rip off leaves from branches, mainly from trees. They're not designed to be actually going down towards, like, say, ground level type of teeth. They could still do it. It's just that they're mainly going to be like scooping the leaves into their mouths and then swallowing them whole. That's what they do. That's what Mamenchisaurus teeth are going to be doing. Because if the Mamenchisaurus teeth are very similar to Camarasaurus teeth, I would probably say that's what they're going to do. They're mainly going to be ripping off leaves from branches from trees. Your second one. Which of these giant sauropods has the longest neck compared to their body size? Mamenchisaurus or Sauroposeidon? Mamenchisaurus. Mamenchisaurus has the longest neck compared to other dinosaurs compared to body size. Mamenchisaurus still holds it. Were the Velociraptors in Jurassic Park franchise based on Deinonychus or Yutyraptor? Yutyraptor was described in 1993, right around the time Jurassic Park came out, so it was not Yutyraptor. The Velociraptors in the Jurassic franchise are based off of Deinonychus. So Deinonychus is the one dinosaur that they used as to be the large raptors. And so they gave it the name Velociraptor because Michael Crichton, when he went to the museum, went to a museum, I think it's the American Museum of Natural History, he actually saw Deinonychus and he was very impressed with the size of the dinosaur. And then he actually looked at Velociraptor and is like, small dinosaur, but I love the name. And so he actually put a Deinonychus in his novel, but it's really but he puts in Velociraptor as the one to be put in. And so they did it for the movie. As basically, this is like, Deinonychus is not a name that's very terrifying. Let's give the name Velociraptor to this large raptor. And so that's how it came about. So it's mainly Deinonychus, not Yutyraptor. I know there's some people that claim that it is Yutyraptor, but it's not really Yutyraptor. There is a rumor that Yutyraptor might make an appearance in Jurassic World Rebirth, but we'll see. And how come in Jurassic World Dominion, Tyrannosaurus Rex had to work together with Therizinosaurus to take down Giganotosaurus. I did not like that whatsoever because, one, I thought that was just like you're kind of making T-Rex a pushover. This is the one problem with like the Jurassic franchise since Jurassic Park 3 is that they made the T-Rex look like a pushover. In actuality, T-Rex was not a pushover. It was not a pushover. It was one of the strongest theropods to ever exist. One of the strongest carnivorous animals to ever exist on land. And so, like, why is it that they continue to make T-Rex look like a pushover? And, like, I get it that you want a new antagonistic dinosaur, and you're kind of like, oh, let's make it bigger, let's make it stronger, and all that sorts of stuff. Because that's what they want to do. But having the Therizinosaurus battle the Giganotosaurus with the T-Rex, I didn't like that whatsoever. Like, the Therizinosaurus was still a cool dinosaur in the movie. It was probably the best dinosaur in the movie. But the problem is that I think they tried to put in those, like, plot threads that just don't make any sense. And I think, because that's why this movie is not very well loved by many people, because, like, it was poorly edited. It was not a very good, well-written story. The characters are just, the new characters are just forgettable. And, of course, the bad plot threads. There was just a lot of bad plot threads in this movie. And I can probably say is that, like, the Jurassic World trilogy, the Colin Trevorrow trilogy, will probably be the most forgettable trilogy of the Jurassic franchise. So that's why the Jurassic Park trilogy is more well-loved now than, like, say, the Jurassic World trilogy of the Colin Trevorrow movies, is because that those movies are very nostalgic, and also the CGI, the special effects are so well done, and the music is great in those films too. And so you kind of, and also a lot of the characters you care about, even though the Kirby's, you can forget about them. Kirby's, I did not like those guys. I did not like those characters in Jurassic Park 3. Like, I would have been better off if those guys were, if that family was eaten in the film or killed, that sort of thing. But, like, Alan Grant would just survive on his own. I would have been fine if Alan Grant survived throughout the entire thing. But anyway, Dominion just had really bad plot threads, and I did not like this scene whatsoever of the Therizinosaurus helping the T-Rex to defeat the Giganotosaurus. Did not like it whatsoever. And I'm pretty sure many of you agree with me on this one. So, yeah, I did not like this. I did not like the scene. I thought it was really bad taste. Just really, really, really bad. But anyway, that's all the questions I got for you today. So next week will be a special episode. I'll let you guys know what kind of prehistoric animal I'm going to talk about, so stay tuned for that. So and also you could still send me questions about dinosaurs and other prehistoric life by emailing me at dinochrist71@gmail.com, or just go on my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris. Like the page, you should post your questions in the comment section. Please put them in the comment section. Don't put them on Messenger. Messenger is a private conversation, so please put your questions in the comment section on any Facebook post. And also for YouTubers out there, like the video, subscribe to the channel. According to my analytics, a lot of you guys are checking out my channel and not subscribed yet, so please feel free to hit that subscribe button. Also hit the like button, because that's how the YouTube algorithm works. The more likes the video gets, the more likely the video gets spread out to people that are interested in dinosaurs, prehistoric life, paleontology, and geology in general, so please feel free to do so. And also share the video, share the channel to anybody that is interested in dinosaurs, prehistoric life, paleontology, and geology in general, so please feel free to do so. And also hit that notification bell so that we can get weekly notifications of every video that comes out. And also check out the polls on my posts on the channel. So if you go into the posts, and you'll see the polls, be posting polls every 3 days. And so, I've been doing a lot more of the Walking with Dinosaurs polls here on the channel. So make sure you interact in those polls. Feel free to do so. And also for YouTubers out there, leave your questions in the comment section, because I do read them all on the for all these Q&A episodes. So all of you are sending me questions via email, Facebook, and YouTube. You guys are awesome. You give me some great questions for these Q&A episodes. It means a lot. So keep up the great work. And also make sure you keep your questions short to the point. You can also follow me on Instagram at dino.chris.pf. I'll post pretty cool stuff on there. You can also follow me on Threads. Same thing, at dino.chris.pf. I'll post pretty cool stuff on there as well. Also, take care of the people around you. And also for younger people out there, to make sure listening to your parents, your teachers, and your guardians is the best motivation you could have. Your good education is very important to have good education. With a good education, get a good job in the future. That's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time.